Welcome back, friends. Guess what? It's time for another 5-minute challenge. Today I've chosen an adorable little puppy. So we're going to see if we can sketch and paint this little guy in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to set my timer, but before I do that, and this is important if you guys are doing this with me, preparation is key. So make sure you have all your supplies in front of you. I'm going to be using a 5x7-inch sheet of Fabriano Artistico 140-pound cotton cold pressed paper. I've got my water jar, I've got my paints, and I've already sprayed them so that they're activated and ready to go. Paper towel, a pencil, and a silver black velvet size 8 round brush. So once you have all your supplies ready, make sure that you've already decided on the colors you're going to use, because deliberating over your colors could waste precious seconds in this timed challenge. So I'm going to be using my Holbein Yellow Ochre, my Daniel Smith Indigo. You could also use Payne's Gray. And for that pink little tongue, I'll be using Permanent Alizarin Crimson. And then for the dark brown details, I'll be using my transparent brown oxide, but you could also use burnt sienna and mix it with ultramarine to create a chocolatey brown. Okay, so the most important part is getting a good sketch before you start, but we're gonna have to include that with this timed 5 minutes. So, all right, let's do it. I've got my phone right here with my timer ready to go. So here we go. Start. Okay, for this sketch, I just wanna do a quick sketch. I want to make the shape of the head approximate, deciding on the placement on my paper, and I'm not pressing too hard or too dark just yet. I don't want to fully commit to anything until I'm convinced I have the placement correct. And it's okay if it's a loose and rough sketch, especially since we're in a hurry. And making sure that the eyes are about the right distance. I'm looking at the triangulation between the eyes and the nose, and the distance between eye and ear, shape of the muzzle. If you do spend any extra time on anything on this 5-minute challenge, make it your sketch, because if you're not happy with your drawing, you're not going to be happy with your painting either. I guarantee it. So once you have your rough placement of everything, you can go in and start to tighten it up just a little bit. I'm actually going to bring the nose up a little higher, closer to that pair of eyes. I think I'm a nose elongator. I tend to make the eyes and nose too far apart, and then I regret it afterwards. So that means I have to raise the mouth up a little bit, but already I can tell that that looks better. So these little corrections are going to be super important and essential for getting a drawing that you're happy with. And then we see just kind of these little ridges between the nose and the eyes. Little highlights to watch out for with your paint. That'll be important if you want it to look more realistic and extra cute. With watercolor, of course, you have to plan ahead for your whites and sketch those ahead of time so you know to avoid those with the paint later. Okay, so we're going to quickly rough in the ears here with just a little bit of fur texture, and maybe extend the neck down like that. All right, we're gonna jump in with paint. Here we are, 3 minutes left. Let's do this. I'm gonna do clean water everywhere, all over the head except the eyes. You can even cross that over the nose if you want. I'm gonna avoid the tongue for now. We want to just get some blocked color in really quickly. If you do decide to do wet and wet with these 5-minute challenges, make sure that it's spread around evenly so you don't have any puddles, because that takes too long to dry and that is going to waste some of your precious time. All right, with that wet paper ready to go, I'm going to drop in some yellow ochre straight onto the paper. Too bright, so I'm going to remove some in the water. This is going to be my base color for the whole golden dog. And you can quickly and easily adjust your values by removing excess paint from your brush and then dipping directly in your palette where you want it to be a darker color. So I want it to be darker on the ears because that's what I see in my photo. And then across the top of the head, I remove some of the paint and then just spread more of a tinted wash across so that it's lighter in value. Carefully painting right up to those eyes. You could also leave little eyebrows, little lighter colored eyebrows above the eyes. Wherever you see lighter values in your photo, just watch out for that and paint lighter. Less pigment, a little bit more water, But control how much water is on your brush using your paper towel, because if you have too much water thrown in there, it's going to cause a total lack of control and extra washes that you maybe don't want. Now let's take some transparent brown oxide. This is that chocolatey brown I was talking about, and I definitely want to control how much water is in my brush. So I blot on the paper towel, and this is where I'm going to begin to drop in this darker brown, like underneath the mouth right here, next to the tongue, beginning to create a shadow tone over the top of the tongue itself, and adding a little bit of fur texture and some of those curls at the bottom of each ear. Oh my goodness, how did I only have 30 seconds left? I ran out of time so fast. Okay, we need some black for the nose. Oh no, and it's still wet. Okay, so this one I've completely misjudged my timing on. You guys are all gonna laugh at me. And it's looking really crazy. We have just enough time to put in some pink for the tongue. So I think I'm going to have to do this one again and decide not to do wet and wet maybe, because that was probably my enemy on this one. That's what got me. 5 minutes. Oh, that's time. Oh my gosh. Whew. So my poor puppy, all of that wet paint bled into itself and caused a big mess. If I had had a little more drying time, that wouldn't have happened. So maybe this one would have been better for 10 minutes. But you know what? It was fun. And it was a challenge and we did it. So I'm proud of myself. Yeah. Thanks for watching this one today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more 5 or 10 minute challenges. And if you have any suggestions for what to paint for those, I always love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.